Hi, my name is Bridget, and some of you may have seen me on my own personal channel, the Gypsy Soul. Um, I'm a spiritualist, and I'm also the fiance to Michael. And this is our own life after lockup story. So if you ever seen the show Life After Lockup, they start off with the woman whom, or I guess man, I don't know. I've never seen the man on man show, but um, whomever they're going home to, that person, right? All the shows I've seen have been, women waiting on their men to come home. I'm sure there are men who are waiting on their women to come home, but that's not this story. This story actually started, many, many years ago. Oh my goodness. So let me tell you how we met. Um, I was about 19 and a close family friend was locked up and had gotten locked up, and I had went off to California. I apologize. I've done videos and worked all day, so I'm a little exhausted. I apologize. But nonetheless, we met when I was 19, and it was crazy because I didn't know him. He knew me, but I didn't know him. So he basically was locked up already, as you can guess. He was already locked up. So yeah, you're right. He was already locked up, and um, I went to go see my family friend. Um, he called himself our cousin or whatever. We went to go visit him. I went with his mother, and needless to say, the plot was to get me there to meet Michael. I wasn't trying to go to prison to meet anybody or to see anybody. But the family friend's mother was like, he really wants to see you, and he misses talking to you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So needless to say, I went up. And I'm like, okay, what can it hurt? So I remember, so I remember we were at the prison sitting at a table, and I had my back to the door where they enter. So sort of like my kitchen door is at my back. That's sort of how like I was sitting back then in the prison. And I was like, okay, well, whatever, I don't know who's coming in. I hear the door open, and the guy that's a family to us, he is sitting there like, oh, okay, Bridget, I want you to meet somebody. I want you to, hey, 6ix9ine, because that's his nickname. Hey, 6ix9ine, come over here. Let me introduce you to my family. And he had already met his mom. So it wasn't like he was meeting anybody new at the table. This dude was not coming to meet his mom. He was coming to meet me. And, it dawned on me as time went on. But I was like, I turn around because I'm sitting there and I'm looking at him like, oh, are you freaking serious right now? I didn't come up here to meet anybody. And I turned. Now, when he tells y'all this story, when he gets out, when he tells y'all this story, he's gonna tell y'all that I started rocking and rolling in the chair, and moving it around and dancing and pantsing. He said he knew right then that he could have got. Like, boy, boo. Boy, boo. Well, needless to say, whatever, So that day, his mom was there with his oldest son, and he came back to the table and he said, come on, go outside with me. Grabbed my hand and he pulled me up out the chair, and I was gone, ladies. Let me tell you something. This man had me wrapped around that finger, and that was the end of that for me. Um, of course, I kissed him, because back then in the prison institution was not like it is now. So, like I said, I was 19. Time went on. I did 11 years with him, off and on, because I was young and wide open and trying to be in the world. I was trying to get my education. I was trying to party. I was just trying to live my life the best way I knew how. Um, I have a cat, y'all. I'm sorry. She gonna be running around and acting crazy. I don't know why. She just having a moment right now. So she gonna have more than a moment. She'll start pulling on my sofa. Anyways, so and he knew I was wild. He knew, but I kept asking him back then, let's get married. I don't care that you're locked up. And if I'm married to you, the way I do things and the way I act will be different. He didn't believe me. So, needless to say, we didn't get married back then. But I was wilding and he knew it. But I never hid anything from him. And I ended up pregnant, and I didn't go see him the whole pregnancy. I didn't even tell him I was pregnant. And I showed up at the prison. This was 17 years ago. 17. Going on 18. I gave birth to my son and I showed up to the prison and I said, I was sitting with my back to the door. I ain't stupid. And I had my son close up on me, and he walked around and he went to go grab my hand and to pull me up, and he saw the baby in my arms and he took my baby out my arms. And then he looked at him and he said, "Hey, little man." And he held my baby in his arm and he held his hand out and he grabbed me up and he hugged the both of us together and he said, "Let me be his daddy." I said, "I can't." Y'all, I wasted so many years, but I didn't, because I'm gonna tell you like this. I did get a chance to fall in love and get married. And I had a beautiful marriage who this man wasn't the father of my son either, but he raised my son. So needless to say, everything turned out for the betterment of my child. Unfortunately, he transitioned, and prior to his transitioning, I had ran back into Mike. So let me go by. I get married and I'm at work. I worked at a car dealership. I was a manager at a car dealership. And my secretary says, somebody's on the phone for you asking for, I guess, whatever your maiden name was. I was like, who the world? None of my clients, none of my customers knew me from my maiden name. And I answer the phone and it is him. I know his voice out of nowhere. I just know his voice. And oh my goodness. I nearly blacked out on the phone, but I jumped up from my desk. I closed my office door and I ran back to the phone and I was like, "Hey, how are you?" I'm excited. He said I sound like Celie from The Color Purple or Suge Avery. I's married now. I promise you guys, if you when he gets out, see when he gets out, you guys are going to be able to ask the question, and I promise you, that's exactly what he's going to say. That's not how it went down. He called. I was like, oh my God. He says, well, I was asking for you by Bridget Nicholson, but nobody knew who you were. And I was like, well, I'm married now. So my last name has changed. But when you ask him that story, he's gonna say, I said, I'm married now. I'm married now. It's like, boy, boo. So y'all make sure y'all ask. Anyways, so he had gotten out. And I told him I was married and he gave me his cell phone number, but I was like, I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to be disrespectful to my husband. So I never used it. We never saw each other the entire time he was out. Um, then 3 years later, he was reincarcerated. They put him back in prison for violation of probation, parole, whatever it is. And he's been there now 9 years. And he is due to get out May 2021. Um, and it actually could be sooner because he went up for probation and parole. He went up for parole in October. So we're literally waiting for a letter from the parole board to say, because he got his good time back, because he lost his good time. And now he got his good time back. And next month he'll get an extra amount of good time back. So, things are really, really looking up. Which is why we decided as a couple to create this YouTube page for him because we were talking and I said, babe, you know, I think it would be phenomenal for people to see your life after lockup. Because in the 3 years that he was out, you guys, um, and this is not just from him, this is from other people that were in his life. This man bought a little car just to get around in. Then he ended up buying a pickup truck. Then he ended up buying a motorcycle, and he had a condominium, and he had his life in order and was moving on. And some jealous hearted people will get you. And I'm not saying that he's perfect because he's not, because he wouldn't be where he is if he was. But hell, nobody in the world is perfect, right? Nobody is guaranteed to be perfect. So you just gotta pick and choose your battles. And here's the thing, I love him to death. I do. Excuse me, I'm not even gonna, that's the wrong choice of words. I love him to life. I love him unconditionally. And I'm proud to say it. You know, um, he has in those 3 years that he was out, he He did get married, and he did have a child with someone other than his wife. Um, and that baby is a young man now, and maybe he's only been locked up 8 years. I'm losing count. Then again, I'm a little sleepy, y'all. But out of all the women that he was with prior to his mother's death, I was the one that she actually liked. And she transitioned when he was incarcerated the first time. Her and I had went up to see him, and on our way back home, um, we hit a tree and went into the dismal swamp, and she died instantly. And every now and then it still hurts. It still hurts that I lost her because she was a mother to me, not just my boyfriend's mom. She wasn't just, ooh, I'm just tripping. I know I'm sleepy, y'all. She wasn't just my boyfriend's mom. She was my mom. She taught me how to make spaghetti. Ooh, I love spaghetti. She taught me how to make spaghetti the way she makes it, and I always loved her spaghetti. Um, she taught me how to properly do my hair so it would look the way that I wanted because I didn't know how in the devil to make my hair look right. I like straight but big hair at the same time, and she taught me how to do all that. And she was just amazing, you know. And I understand now as a spiritualist that it was her time, but I also think that if she would have been alive, one of two things would have happened. I either one wouldn't have had my son, or two, she would have been his grandmother, whether I liked the thought of it or not. Which would have been a blessing for him because she was just a phenomenal woman, in my opinion. But opinions are like bleep holes, right? Everybody has one. Everybody has one. So it is what it is. But back to Michael. He's got his barber's license since he's been locked up this time around, and he has his master barber's license. So that's something that he's looking forward to. He wants to open up a school, teach, young men how to cut hair properly, and just he's excited about that. He also plans to get he has his electrical certificate, not a license. So he is planning on getting his electrician license. He is also planning on getting his CDL license back because he had those the last time he was out. He plans on getting those back and be the cat. And also, he is looking to get his real estate license, or get into the real estate game, building and constructing and doing all these other things that revolves around real estate. So I'm excited for you guys to meet him. But in the process and in the meantime, I'm going to share with you what I'm doing to get ready, the conversations I'm having with my son. Um, they get along great. Maybe my son will come up here and have a conversation with you guys about how he feels. I don't know. That's an option I'm going to leave to my son. who is 17 and will be graduating in June. So, you guys will be able to so continue to watch the videos all the way from the beginning to end, because you never know what we're going to be recording, what we're going to be talking about. This man is wide open, y'all, and he's going to say some things that's going to be like, okay. But I mean, I think that's what I like about him. He's really different. And, who knows? Hell, I think he coming home to me, but who's to say? He might not come home to me. And we'll have that on video too. How about that? And I mean, he might come home to me, he might not. We don't know. Nobody knows what the future holds, right? But in the meantime and in between time, we're gonna record it. We're gonna record him coming out the gate and me picking him up and all of that. And I seen one episode of Life After Lockup. This dude had met some girl. I don't know how they met. I forgot how they met or whatever. But he had a wife, young boy. He had married the girl, his baby mama, while he was locked up. She came up there. They got married in prison. She had a beautiful little girl by him or whatever. But he had met this black girl too. And the black girl was a virgin, 20 some years old. I mean, 30 years old, 20 something. She was really close to 30, still a virgin. I was like, right, bow down, bow down, bow down. Because damn, I ain't never, I can't say that. At 30, I was giving birth to my son at 30. Um, so he gets out and he plays the game with her. She's at the airport about to get on a plane to fly to him in the other state that he's in, which she knew he was going to be there because he was like, well, I can't get parole to you because I got my daughter I want to be with, never telling this woman that he was already legally married to somebody else. So needless to say, he tells her, oh, don't get on the plane. I got a bigger surprise for you. Don't worry about it. They lived in my favorite town, or near my favorite town. Maybe they lived in it. Rochester, New York. Okay. And I love me some Rochester. My husband and I used to live there. So I love it. It's beautiful, whatever. You should guys should go visit. But anyway, she gets off the plane. He takes her to Niagara Falls and they do all this romantic, beautiful things. And they get back and she loses her virginity to him. Now, mind you, his dumb tail late for parole meeting, probation meeting, parole meeting, whatever it's called. He was supposed to meet with his PO. He running late. So he leaves her there, like, babe, I gotta go, blah, blah, blah. She knows that he has to go see his PO. She just didn't know what time. She ended up going back home because he said he had got in trouble, because he was late and, he can't come back out, blah, 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 la, 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 la. Never once did he still hadn't told her about the other woman. Of course, she's pregnant. The wife is pregnant. Lucky for the virgin, she was not. So my whole point in telling you about this story is the virgin thought that he was coming home to her. The wife had no idea about the virgin girl. He sent for the virgin again, and this time he was running so late that he really did get locked up. And when he got locked up, the PO told the wife, well, he was with a lady named blah blah blah. The camera crew was like, well, yeah. he was. So, he ended up with nobody. That's how life goes. So we're gonna take this journey together, me, you, and Michael, and my son, and his baby boy, and whoever else is around us when we're videoing. So you guys are gonna get to see it all. I'm gonna tell you about my fears. I'm gonna tell you about my nervousness, my excitement, um, the process I'm gonna take to uh get this house together for his arrival. Because I, I've been single forever. I've been single for almost 10 years. No, I've been single, technically single 4 years. My husband transitioned 4 years ago. It feels like 10 years, but it's only been 4 years. But so I have accumulated stuff. I gotta move stuff around. I gotta make room in the closet. Whew, it's gonna be a hot mess, but I'm down for it. I am. I'm excited. I'm elated. I'm everything you can imagine and more, you know? So ride this ride with me. Take it with me. Take it so you guys can laugh, cry, be like, this girl crazy. Whatever y'all feeling, I'm good with it. I don't care. It's my life. I'm 48. I can do this. So just, sit back, enjoy the ride. Watch this man come from the bottom to the top. I'm telling you, I think, this time around it's going to be different. And maybe it won't. Who knows? Only time can tell. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not because I don't know. I don't know what God has in store. I'm a spiritualist, so I'm open to anything, and I'm anything that God puts before me, I'm going to be open to it. The universe has so much out there and so many things to do and say and go through. So this is that opportunity for me to be like, all right, universe, it's all open and to you and whatever you want to do. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. And that's where he is. And that's where we're going to be. So, I'm just gonna wait my time and love on him and support him and be there for him. And in the end, um, we'll see. Whatever floats our boat, whatever makes us happy, we will do. So just keep looking out for videos. I'm gonna start, I already have a lot of videos that I do. So I can't make no promises, but I'm gonna try to get up here as often as possible, giving you guys updates, giving you guys information, resources. If you guys need it for maybe someone that's locked up in your family, um, just whatever you guys need. I want to try to be there for you and to keep you updated on what's going on with Michael and Bridget, our own little life after lockup story. So thank you for watching this all the way to the end. I appreciate you. You guys have a phenomenal day. And listen, continue to stand in your greatness because you never know when someone else may need you or who you may fall in love with or who you are already in love with. You don't know, you know? So just keep watching what we do because I promise you, this is going to be something funny. Mm-mm-mm. You guys have a great night. Thanks again.